So I'm refusing to go to my sister's wedding. My entire family's turning against me for this decision, but it's one I have to make. What could lead me to this decision, you ask? Well, my sister decides to basically make fun of my girlfriend, who is disabled in a wheelchair. Yeah, she decides to poke fun at that, and I am not going to her wedding, but then my extended family thinks it's cool to say this. I finally got comfortable enough to introduce my partner to my family, but my sister hijacked the moment with her news. Do I think that I have every right to be upset with my sister for hogging attention at a very important moment in my life? Yes. Did I shout at her and make her cry? Yeah. Am I sorry? I really don't know, but I'll let you pass your judgment. I was nervous about introducing my girlfriend to my family. It's not that I'm ashamed of her. I would never be ashamed of Kylie. She's the most genuine, kind, and generous person that's been a part of my life for at least a year. Well, there's a reason why I did not want to introduce her to my family yet, and that's because of my ex, Jenna. I don't want to call her crazy, but some of the things that she does are not things that a normal person does. For instance, she blackmailed me to not tell my family that we broke up, or she would pull her father's funding for my mother's charity project. She's also still friends with my sister, whom she uses to get to me when I don't reply to her messages. When I met Kylie, we were already broken up. But when I started to date her, my ex started to become a problem in our lives. It was only after she started bullying Kylie and writing mean posts about her on social media because of her disability that I snapped and got a restraining order. She in turn pulled the funding and has been a problem in our lives since. And to protect my girlfriend, I've not posted any of our pictures together, nor have I introduced her to the family because I know that my ex is always at my house. I told them how crazy she is, but my sister thinks that I was the one who hurt her, and that she's not a bad person at all. Anyways, I've been dating Kylie for over a year now, and she has been patient with me, but when she expressed to me that she felt like a dirty little secret, I could never allow her to feel that way. I decided that to heck with Jenna, let me introduce my girl to the family during our annual dinner. I told my parents ahead of time that I was bringing someone and begged them to not let Jenna be a part of our Thanksgiving, even though she's been a quote family friend for ages, as my sister likes to say. To my surprise, my sister did not even bat an eyelid. She was happy, bragging that she was just gone on an impromptu Singapore visit with her newest boyfriend, Ralph. I've never met him before, but he is her usual type. The very successful type with no flaws. At least until the flaws have been revealed to us, at which point in time I have to rescue Indy. I've seen it all. The guy who was actually a convict, the scam artist, the married guy, the guy with 3 kids who, well, did not take care of, and the worst kind, the kind that dares to put a hand on my sister and lives to tell the tale. I've had to become an expert in red flags due to her less than stellar choice of men. But that was not the highlight of the evening, oh no. Once everyone was settled in, I told them that I was going to bring my girlfriend, and then left the room. I came back pushing Kylie's wheelchair, and the room was absolutely silent. My mother was the first to break the silence, and she said this: "At last, we meet the girl who has stolen our Jason's heart. He will not keep quiet about you. I hope that you like pie and turkey." Kylie beamed and started to greet everyone. I saw a look pass in between my sister and her boyfriend. There was a little awkwardness, but soon everyone was having fun while my parents used every opportunity to embarrass me in front of Kylie, who was delighted in it. It was great to see her getting along with the people that I've been telling her countless stories about for over 6 months. She offered to help my mother sort out some stuff in the kitchen, leaving my father, my sister, and her boyfriend, who did not even wait until she was out of earshot before saying, "Hey man, your previous girlfriend was hotter." I gave him a dirty look while my sister apologized that he had too much to drink. She said that she had not told him that I was bringing my Kylie, and that he had only seen pictures of me and Jenna. I told him that Jenna was my past, and I didn't want to hear her discuss her name or anything when Kylie was present. My sister then asked what happened to Kylie, and why she can't walk or is able to stand. Well, I told her a summary of the story, but I'll go more into detail for you guys. My girlfriend Kylie is the bravest soul that I've ever met. Kylie's brother was in the army. He was a hero. And since she came from, well, an army family, she was bound to also join and be deployed one day. She served for more than 2 years. During a tour that was, well, when she lost her brother. She was to leave in a few days before his funeral when she was also caught in a crossfire. There was an explosion and she was among the few that survived. Unfortunately, her spine and legs were so badly damaged that she wasn't able to stand since then. She's been living like that for almost 5 years and she's capable of everything. She doesn't feel sorry for herself and is the last person to ask for help in any matter. I fell in love with her resilience and her headstrong attitude. As I was finishing telling the story, my mom and Kylie appeared. I kissed her on the cheek, and when she entered, my mother raised an eyebrow and asked her to tell her story about her tour, if she could. See, my mother's a true humanitarian. She also enjoys listening to other people's stories. One of the best listeners that there is. My mom and Kylie were hitting it off. My whole family seemed to have accepted her when there was a knock on the door. My sister froze, like a deer, caught in some headlights. I asked her, "What has she done?" I've known her all my life, and what that look was the very same look she had when she once spilled juice on my thesis when I was in college. Let's just say that there was war in the house for several hours after that one, and then I heard that fake chirpy voice. I would have sooner run my teeth across pavement than have to see Jenna on such an important day. She greeted everybody and said that she had something for my sister. And then she gave her a box. Who gives gifts on Thanksgiving anyways? I could see that my girlfriend was starting to shift uncomfortably, so I decided to excuse myself. At that point, my sister says, "No, you're not going anywhere. We sat through your announcement, and you'll sit through mine." Fair enough. So, I sat through whatever she and my ex had planned. My sister opened the box and out came a white cloth which she put over her face. It was then that I realized it was a veil. She then took something else out of the box and put it on her finger. And then she said, "Ralph and I are getting married." Whoa. My ex started clapping happily while Mom, Dad, Kylie, and I looked at each other in shock. She then starts to explain that he proposed a week ago, but they wanted to tell us today. I did not get why Jenna had to be a part of it, but I guess since she is her best friend, then there's not much I can say. That was not when I lost my crap. No. I still stayed calm and congratulated my sister, but even though I was not sure about this guy, besides, his earlier comment he seemed to be a nice guy, way too good to be true like my sister liked. Not to forget that she has these whirlwind romances, gets hurt, and then comes crying to me. My dad went off to get a bottle of Celebration, while I gave my sister a look which meant that we needed to have a serious talk. So, we went off to the balcony and the first thing I asked was this. "I thought I told you not to bring her here." And she responded, "Well, I couldn't just give up on the mission just because now you don't want her here. Plus, I had no idea that your girlfriend was..." "Was what?" "I recognized her face as the picture of the girl that Jenna said was trying to steal you when you were together." I had already broken up with her then. But never mind all that. Why did you tell Jenna that she could still attend? She told me that she did not owe me an explanation and that it was her engagement. So, I confronted her over number 1, her not telling me that she was engaged, and number 2, Ralph not even asking for our father's blessing before asking to marry her. She told me that I was just jealous because she took the attention off of me. I told her that I was not jealous, but she really chose the wrong time. We had all weekend for her to announce her engagement, but she chose to do it unceremoniously while involving my ex who hates my girl. She told me, tough luck. I was not the boss of her and she could choose her own friends without involving me. So I was like, okay, do what you want, I'm leaving. I went to get mine and Kylie's coat, but her coat wasn't there. When I went back to the living room, my ex was sitting where she once was and helping herself to food. So I asked her, where did Kylie go? And she said that she left. I tried calling her, but she didn't answer. And then I get the worst text that ruined my night. I still blame my sister for this, and I think it's justified how I spoke to her after receiving the message from Kylie, and it read this. Jason, while it was nice to meet your family, I could not sit at the same table as Jenna. I tried, but she kept on making backhanded comments about my insecurities. I got a taxi and I went home. I think we need a break. No matter how hard we try, she will always be a part of our life, will she not? At that point, my dad offered me some champagne. I took that bottle and poured it till my glass was overflowing. My sister told me to chill out, and that's when I snapped. I asked why I should cut down on the champagne when it was my sister's engagement I was celebrating. She told me to stop. But no, it happened last week, and you chose to have my ex to deliver your ring so you could announce it to all of us, and then your dear friend made my girlfriend even more uncomfortable. She screamed for me to stop. I was being a jerk. I told her that she was a jerk for inviting Jenna, and Jenna tried to chime in, but I told her to shut up because I was tired of hearing her stories. I told her that I don't love her anymore. I will never take her back because of how utterly vapid her entire personality is. My sister told me to stop being so mean because I was ruining her day. I told her welcome to the club because she ruined mine. My girlfriend was not speaking to me anymore because of her, and I also told her that she could celebrate while she could, but we both knew her engagement would not last because she's too much of a mess. At that point, my mother exclaimed and told me to apologize, and I said I would do no such thing, and I left. My girlfriend's not spoken to me in the past few days. My mother's mad at me, and she told me that I said something too far, and I made my sister cry. But what about my girlfriend who's hurting because of the stuff that Jenna said? I've been trying to get her to tell me what it is, but she refuses to. She says that I was not a good big brother, and that I should have pushed down my anger and apologized to my sister. Was I wrong? Please let me know in the comment section down below. Update number 1. My girlfriend finally spoke to me. Yeah, she was disappointed in how I made my sister feel. She said that she did not want to be the reason why I said words that put my bond with my sister at risk. I get where she's coming from. I spoke to my sister, who apologized to my girlfriend. Then they had lunch together. I don't know what had happened at lunch, but my sister was singing her praises by the end of the day. So she has agreed to separate her friendship from Jenna and, well, our family. This is good because after the drama at Thanksgiving, my mother said that she told Jenna to limit her visits to our home, since I'm no longer dating her and I'm dating somebody else. See, I told you that my mom was a superhero. Not in so many words, but it was implied, so now everything is okay. In the spirit of making up, I had one last amendment to make, and that was my future brother-in-law. I got to know him, and I must say that he's decent. We're going to meet his family in several days for dinner, and it'll be a closed family affair, so no plus ones. Kylie is okay with it, though, because she has back-to-back meetings that day. I did dig deep into him, and he comes out squeaky clean. In fact, getting to know him, he doesn't seem to have that crazy persona I associated with him the other day. Even though he seems pretty confident, he has a hard time articulating things and often says the wrong stuff at the wrong time. I guess now I have time to get to know him and see what my sister sees in him. that she would decide to commit to him. Who am I to judge other people's love anyways? Update number 2. I think she purposely excluded my girlfriend from the invitation. I have a slight suspicion that my sister was pretending to make peace so that our parents would be on her side, because she's getting married. But I have no one to tell this to. Remember that everyone made peace and everything's peaceful, but my brother-in-law is not my best friend, but I definitely have respect for him. After the dinner that we had with his family, I thought that he was actually the one guy my sister dated that was good enough for her. We do have our differences, but I will always be protective of my sister. My sister and Kylie became good acquaintances, and as long as they did not mention my ex, then we're good. About a week ago, I got my invitation to my sister's wedding, and I noticed something. My sister attached an email saying that the entry was by invitation only. Anyone who did not get an invitation but was close to her would probably be lying because they sent the invitations to all the important people. I noticed that there was no mention of +1, so I shot her a quick text, asking if she sent Kylie her invitation as well. She told me that she did send Kylie her invitation and that she should check her email. Well, I asked Kylie, but I found out that no email had gone through. So then I asked several family members that I knew had partners, and all their partners actually got their invitations from my sister, all except my girlfriend, Kylie. Kylie looked really hurt, but said that it's fine. And I quote, "Your sister does not know me so well. Maybe she just wanted to keep it low-key." Which was what I thought up until I saw the full guest list. I did not look for it. My mother had it when I visited her because she baked my favorite cookies. I was in town and I couldn't resist those scrumptious cookies. My mother's helping my sister with arrangements, so these days her house resembles a bridal shop. There's catalogs all over the place, lots of sampling of food, so every time I'm in town I drop by to raid the fridge. But anyways, I was just minding my own darn business when I saw that the seating placement my mom was working on. Everybody was invited, even cousins that we have not seen in years. But Kylie, nowhere to be found. I was saddened by it, and I did not know if I would be alright for me to attend on my own. I talked to one of my best friends about the situation, and he said that I would have to see how Kylie felt about it. But he did tell me that I should talk to my sister about it and not exaggerate as I did at Thanksgiving. I feel myself cringe as I think of the hurtful thing I said to her. I know that right now it's a sensitive time for her, and I shouldn't be dumping all this stuff onto her, so I just brought it up casually when I saw her yesterday. I tried to make light of it and not make her feel like I was putting her on the spot. When I mentioned it, she went red and starts talking about some logistics. So I asked her what she meant by that. And when she said that she was very sorry there were several reasons why she did not want my girlfriend to attend, she said that she really wished that she could include Kylie, but the wedding venue has some accessibility issues. She said that she wished that wasn't the case as she really did like my girlfriend. She also said that she really did not send any invitation, but only because she was scared to tell me straight out that the venue she booked had accessibility issues. She swore up and down that when she chose it, she was not thinking. She said she really had no bad blood with my girl, it was her mistake when she chose the venue. She said that in fact, she wanted a small wedding, but her soon-to-be mother-in-law got the venue through connections. Indy feels like it's a gift, and for her to tell her mother-in-law that she wants to give back the gift that she gave to her would mean that she's basically ungrateful. She doesn't really want to start her relationship with her mother-in-law on the wrong foot. In Indy's defense, I do see where she's coming from. I met her future mother-in-law, and while she is a wonderful woman, she does give off boss lady vibes. I get that my sister should not have to put herself in such an uncomfortable position because of me, but I do think that she should have just sent me an invitation after explaining the situation to both Kylie and me. Even having the conversation with her about Kylie while the subject of the conversation was absent just did not sit well with me. I told her that it was okay. I completely understand where she's coming from. She apologized and said that she would definitely invite Kylie to her bachelorette, and that I should let Kylie know. I saw right then that she did not have the guts to tell her to her face. She wanted me to be the one to crush Kylie's heart. This brings me back to the past and how Kylie and I lived for a while, because of my ex and I, and don't want to make her feel like that ever again. But alas, I must once again look like the villain. But, there is an alternative solution to this, and that is that I could decide not to go to the wedding, so that Kylie doesn't feel bad. Not to sound entitled or something, but the venue not catering to disabilities is a bit crappy excuse for my sister to say. Update number 3. Should I go to my sister's wedding? To be honest, I seriously just don't want to attend my sister's wedding anymore. Not after everything that I found out. So, all along, Kylie has not even mentioned the wedding once. She has in passing, but she seems to have accepted that she's not going and is fine with me going. I still have a duty as a brother to show up to Indy's wedding. If I decide not to go, that would be controversial and might cause a huge family rift. Up until hours ago, it was all systems go, because I did not want to disappoint my baby sister. I rented the suit, made the hair appointment, Indy's doing, and attended all the rehearsal things and was my mom's errand boy. It was exhausting and there was one pitfall: my sister's maid of honor. Yeah, I know, it's her again. My mother was less than thrilled, of course, but what she could say since it was not her wedding. But anyways, my mother sent me to deliver some garments across town, and when I got there, the shop owner was talking to Jenna, who, would you imagine the topic? Jenna said that she was going to be the maid of honor at her ex-sister's wedding, and that even his girlfriend was not invited. The shop owner commented something about asking her why she felt like she had to compete. She said that she did not even have to compete because as soon as my sister told Kylie not to show up because she didn't want to make Jenna uncomfortable, she backed off. She called Kylie a weakling, with low self-esteem who was desperate for love. She added that if she was in the same position, she would never allow her boyfriend to attend a wedding where his ex was. Well, I took that as a little blessing that gave me clarity about what was going on. So, it appears that my sister and Jenna are at it again. I don't get why both of them will just not accept the fact that I love Kylie, and she is my future. I went home and confronted Kylie, who said that my sister did tell her that, but she chose to keep it from me because she did not want me to fight with my sister. She also said that last time she had nearly caused a rift in the family, and she didn't want that to happen again. So, I tell her that I did not care about causing a rift, and I don't want to attend the wedding when my sister basically frightened my girlfriend off. If she feels that Kylie is not good enough to attend her wedding, then I too am not good enough. I even talked to my mom about it. I did not know what to do, so when I talked to Mom about everything, she listened very patiently, and then she told me about the situation, how messed up it was. But if I decided not to attend the wedding, it might make things worse with my sister. She reminded me that it was just one day. A lot was at stake for my sister so that she could also make a good first impression on her in-laws. If I just suddenly decide not to go and truth about why came out, well, then she might become very embarrassed. My mother reminded me that my sister was not only younger, but way more emotional, which is something that I tend to forget. So, my mom said it is my choice, but maybe I should talk to her about this after she gets married. But something told me not to. So, I called her, and I told her what I overheard. So she tells me that Jenna always spoke nonsense and she was trying to make herself feel better, but the truth about the venue not being disability friendly was the reason. She did not know that I spoke to Kylie, who told me the truth. After the call, I decided that I wanted to make sure the venue was really that bad. Something else came to my mind, and that was the fact that Uncle Andrew was invited. But Uncle Andrew was in a wheelchair. So, I then decide to Google the place. I saw pictures of the inside, and can see that there was lifts and ramps on every floor. But that was not enough. I went to the reviews, where one of the top features were the people that were talking about the place, how modern and accommodating it was to all people. Some of their highlights were the bathrooms for disabled people and of course the parking. I was very disappointed in my sister for not only lying to me once, but what felt like 50 times. I had concluded that maybe she's trying to set me up with Jenna again, and truthfully, that is the reason why she's doing all this. Either way, I don't appreciate being lied to or having my girlfriend feel hurt. She and Jenna have always had this mean girl attitude that I did not notice for so many years because of how I love them both so dearly. However, it's starting to come out even more and I'm hating it. I'm done. I'm not attending. I confronted her about it and told her that I am not going to her wedding. I tried to be nice enough about it, I think. It's a few days before her wedding and I should have probably told her sooner. But then again, she's the one who has been complaining that so many people want to be on the guest list. She is the definition of a bridezilla. Literally. And her wedding has been the only thing that she can even talk about. She also forgot that she has my mixer that she borrowed months ago. This was the main reason I decided to go to her apartment anyways. So, I got there. She was on the phone with somebody and told me that she would be back, and when we went out, it was 20 minutes. When she came back, I told her I was there for my mixer. She starts looking up and down for it, and after what felt like an hour, she found it. Or what was left of it. She said that she did not know where the rest was, and I hid my annoyance and told her that I found out that the venue does cater to people with disabilities, which she obviously lied about. I told her that because of that, I'm not going to be attending her wedding. She had the nerve to start crying and saying that I was going to embarrass her by not going. I told her that it was because of how badly she treated Kylie. Then she told me to leave. You best believe that as soon as I left, I sent her an invoice for my mixer. I'm done with her, and I want to be no part of the wedding because of her clear prejudice. I can take a lot from her. She can insult me and even break my mixer, but she cannot treat the woman I love like that. Our parents did not raise us to be bullies. Update number 5. Final update. I caused a family rift. So, I had to switch my phone off for the past few days because my family is furious. After all, I opted out of my sister's wedding. She told them that it's because she owes me money for my mixer, which is laughable. I could have told people that she said and did, and they would not have wanted to go to the wedding either. But Kylie told me not to do it. She said that I did not have to ruin my relationship with my sister for her, but it's not about that. I feel she always has been this entitled jerk, and I either did not see it or, well, I guess I couldn't protect her. I don't know which is worse. What is terrible are the messages I've been getting. Kylie made me switch off my phone, but who can stay off their phone for too long these days? I don't want to exaggerate, but there seems to be an outright war in the family because of this. I think that most people are just using this experience to start fights with people that they've been wanting to argue with for years. I've also been looking at the messages my sister sent me an hour ago. She said, "Tomorrow is my wedding day. It is supposed to be the best day of my life, but it's going to be the worst because of you." So guys, my question to you is, should I keep quiet? So to me, this story was so crazy because it's the fact that the ex was so wanting to be involved in all this. If I was the ex, I would want to be as far away from this situation as possible. But it just seemed like she wanted to keep prying herself into the middle of it. But I want to ask you guys this. Do you think OP made the right decision by not going to his sister's wedding? Go ahead and drop your comments down below. Let's go ahead and discuss this in full detail in the comment section. I'll see you there. And guys, if you're new to the channel, my name's Mr. Reddito. I narrate stories every single day. If that's something you're into, consider subscribing to the channel, and I hope to see you in tomorrow's video. Have a fantastic day.